So, in terms of creating interactives for the Chemical Heritage Foundation, as we do with many of our other cultural heritage clients, we started off with the discovery process where we really elicited what the goals of the exhibit were and identified how we could create an interactive that would speak to those goals. In this case, books being a chief component of the exhibit, and alchemy really being this kind of mysterious force that is both being demystified in the context of the exhibit, but also maintaining a certain amount of that mystery because it is somewhat opaque to us even today. We came up with this idea for a sort of an alchemical book that you could flip through, and a very practical means of being able to read a book on a digital screen, larger scanned versions of the pages than the actual pages, and of course you can never see these books and hold them and touch them more than just a single page opened under glass. So that alone was nice to be able to flip through the book, but we also really wanted to create the tactile experience of using a book as much as possible with digital, which is lost so much on the screen. Mm-hmm. And then of course we wanted to introduce that alchemical kind of magic a little bit. So what we came up with was, you know, an interactive book, and many people have seen them. But we both utilized a hardware solution, which is strangely enough called the Monkeybook, and we'll see that in a moment, with the software of kind of creating these alchemical touches, so little magical feelings that kind of flitter across the page that induce the visitor to touch the screen and learn more and kind of decode. Many of the books are in German or in Latin, and even if you know German, it's old, an archaic version of German. So creating transcripts, providing those transcripts and translations, as well as giving some clues into the symbolism of the different illustrations, and even animating some of the books and bringing them to life. And as many of them are sort of series in the alchemical process that as it goes through distillation and others, and are symbolized in interesting ways that you wouldn't understand unless you have a curator really breaking it down for you. So that's a little bit of what the book is meant to achieve, as well as just be fun to use. Well, once we got through the discovery process, where we worked closely with the curatorial team and the education folks and the technology folks at CHF, we then identified sort of our plan to move forward, and then next we've been currently in the design phase right now, and that's where we are. We went ahead with purchasing the hardware because it's such a unique and unusual hardware that we really needed to prototype it directly in the design phase, unlike a more traditional hardware solution where you can basically make a certain amount of assumptions and prototype on a standard computer and know that you're going to get the same sort of results. So we have that Monkeybook on site, and we've been working with it. And then we also designed the look and feel, the aesthetics of it, of the exhibit or the interactive book. Tried a few different approaches in that regard, and had feedback from Chemical Heritage, and then refined that and came up with a solution I think that we're all comfortable with and happy with moving forward. And from there we're going to start really developing, and that includes creating animations and using all of the scans, the photographs of the books that a photographer has already taken, and kind of integrating them into the book software. So the Monkeybook itself is a single plexiglass form that is mounted on the bottom to a box that contains both the Mac Mini, that is basically the computer and the mind of the Monkeybook, and a projector, which then reflects up via a mirror underneath, so you can see that's where the image comes from. And then there is another window that is an IR sensor, an array of IR sensors, and that is what senses the touch on the screen. So at this point we only have a few pages of the Monkeybook functioning, but as you can see, it allows you to kind of get the feel of a real page turning, and it also has this shape of a book open at the center, and that really kind of adds to the component. So you can access hotspots on the Monkeybook, and jump around to different sections of the book. So it allows you both the kind of traditional navigation of a book, of a real book, but also affords you the pop-ups and the hyperlinks that you can have from interactive environment.